Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Malinga Sise of Urban Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please kindly consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Today I'm super excited. First of all, our birds are doing perfectly well after the vaccination. So that means the vaccination was so successful. Actually, they are very active. And actually, this time what I did, I withdrew the herbs like for 2 days. And then I did the vaccination. And I'm going to resume it after 2 days. But last time with the fall typhoid vaccination, I remember I withdrew the herbs almost close to 1 week. So I think by the time that I was administering the vaccine, the birds' immunity were already a bit low. That's why it disturbed them a lot. And we are going to talk about molting. The house is looking as though like I just poured the feathers there. And so many of you are wondering why the chicken house is just covered with the feathers. So we are going to go inside and talk about that. But we are first going to feed the birds. And then when the birds are 11 weeks, you're supposed to, each bird is supposed to consume 70 grams of feeds. So that is now the point where we are now. But just know that these birds are already consuming a lot of feeds, and we have come from far, and now we are on a countdown. So let's get inside the chicken house. First feed the birds. Has our culture here, we first feed the birds. But guys, the drinkers are also disappointing me. We shall also look at these drinkers. I've actually decided to start using the older drinkers. Okay, so let's get inside the farm and we first feed the birds. Someone is going to be outside feeding the birds, whereas I'll be taking the video from inside, simply because my tooth still hurts and I cannot do a lot of bending. But let's remember that biosecurity is very important in poultry farming. So whenever you enter in your chicken house, make sure you disinfect your feet before you do so. So guys, these are the birds, perfectly very active. Have not recorded any mortality, unlike last time when I did the vaccination for the fall typhoid. The birds were so dormant the next day. The birds were so weak, not feeding well. But this time the birds are really so active. Wow. So my colleague is outside going to be doing the feeding through our windows here. So that is what we are going to be doing. But you can see how the birds are running up and down for the feeds. So let us start it right away. The birds have started making the sound for the laying hens. Much as not all of them, but at least some of them you can hear in their voices. So I'm very sure when the birds are now at 14 weeks, we shall really be very happy waiting for them to start laying eggs. Last time, one of you advised me that the windows should have been a little bit bigger compared to the sizes that I made. And some of you were saying it is a bit hectic to pour the feeds from there. But honestly, if you're used to it, you will not find it hectic. And if you just consider the benefits that it will come with pouring the feeds from out in the beginning, you realize that it is much better to pour the feeds from outside, especially in the beginning, just to decongest the door. So let us first do the feeding. Guys, our birds' combs have also started coming out. I'm very sure 2 weeks from now, you can, oh my God. So this is one challenge that I'm facing still, because the birds are still not very used to that banging whenever you put the feet and you want to close the windows. Especially if you bang it, they can run up and down like that, and that is not good. It also stresses these birds, but I'm very sure with time they will get used. So guys, as I told you in the beginning, that I also have issues with the drinkers that we started using. In the beginning, I was very excited, if you can all remember, simply because we are going to be hanging the drinkers like this, and the birds will now no longer going to be standing on top of the drinkers to put their dropping there, because that was another challenge, and it is still a challenge that I have with the big chicken house. Okay, but this time we decided to purchase these drinkers, but honestly they have all disappointed me. All these drinkers, you can now see how there is a lot of mud down there. You can see that is water that has been pouring there, and with these birds, when water is pouring down like that, they will be there busy eating that dirty water, from drinking the dirty water from down, eating the mix, dropping with the water, which is really not good. These are some of the things that bring diseases to the birds, because this part you see here, okay, it is not strong. So as you're putting the water inside this drinker, remember this part is seated down. So inside here, let me first open this one and we see. Open it. So if you can see inside there, I don't know whether you can see it clearly. There are those 4 major points. Those 4 major points, don't know whether you can see it clearly. So those 4 major points you see down there, they normally have cracks down there. When you're putting the water inside and then turning it, then lifting it to bring here, those 4 major points get cracks. And once it gets a crack like this, you bring the water in and it just keeps pouring the water down. And actually out of all the, I think we had around 15 drinkers. I think we are left with only 1 or 2 drinkers that are still doing well. And for that reason, I have decided that I'm going to use the old drinkers, because with the old drinkers I had them many, and I was using it with the old bats. But this time what we are going to be doing, we shall use them like that. And I'm going to be putting bricks down here, because the person who is supposed to come and construct for me, like in the old chicken house, is still a bit busy. He told me to give him 2 days. So we are going to just put the bricks down and put the drinking water for now, because I also have nothing to do. I really don't want to spend more money buying other drinkers, and yet I have these old drinkers. And this time I have a new style that I'm going to apply on the old drinkers, so that at least it will stop these bats from standing on top. You can see all the drinking points have water down, all the drinking points. And these are some of the causes of coccidiosis and some of the chicken diseases, diarrhea, respiratory diseases in our poultry farms, okay? If water keeps pouring down like this, you see, all these drinkers are already spoiled. Can you imagine? And they were very expensive. Each drinker was costing around 15,000 Ugandan shillings. So sometimes if you don't have an experience or something, you will not know it until you try it out, okay? I think this is the only drinker that is still doing well among all the 15 drinkers that we bought. So we are going to bring water with totally new drinker, like the old drinkers from the old chicken house. But I did a lot of washing, a lot of disinfecting it, so it's not a problem. It's not going to bring any disease here, okay? Now I wanted us to talk about this molting that we see all the chicken, the whole floor is covered with the feathers, as if we poured here feathers. Now when these birds are still young, between 8 to 12 weeks, they start shedding off feathers, especially the baby feathers. That's because the old feathers are now starting to come for them to transform to maturity. So these feathers you're seeing, it is basically the baby feathers that they are shedding off to get the feathers for their time that now they will stay here during the mature period, okay? But also, if it is too much, it is not good, because sometimes birds shed off feathers when they are stressed, when they are lacking some nutrients like proteins, like sulfur, like calcium. All these proteins, all these minerals and vitamins is needed in this bird. So when they are lacking it, it can also make them to shed off feathers. When the birds are stressed, they can also shed off feathers. Now, honestly, these birds increase on the rate of shedding feathers after doing the vaccination for fall typhoid, okay? But with my case, honestly, this is not the first time. All the previous stocks that have flocks that I've been having, I've been shedding off feathers like this. So that's why I was not worried. But if they were old or they were too young, okay, before reaching 8 weeks, there I would be so worried. But then again, I would say that also stress added on, because after the vaccination for the fall typhoid, remember the birds were so stressed, we are not feeding, we are just so sick. So that is when the feather shedding also increased a lot. But the only solution is for us to sweep the feathers away, because you find them sometimes also feeding on the feathers, okay, which is also, I think, to me, I think it is not so good. So feather shedding in birds, okay, it is called molting. It also has stages. During this stage, when they are transforming from the chicks to maturity, they also normally shed off feathers. And in my case, it is not a very big problem. However, just like I told you, it increased greatly when I did the vaccination. So I think also stress added on. But also remember, stress, lack of some of these minerals and vitamins can also make the birds shed off feathers. And then the weather changes, birds can also easily shed off feathers. So that is why you see my floor is covered with feathers. So let us bring the drinking water, and then we try sweeping some of the feathers inside this chicken house. But honestly, the birds are now very active. Just like I told you, I will resume the herbal remedies 2 days. So today and tomorrow they will first be on plain water. Then after that we shall resume on the herbal remedies. But I will keep updating you. But also when I update you, kindly always watch the videos, comment, like the videos. I've realized most of us don't like the videos always. Okay, you find a video having like 1,000 views and above, but the likes are few. So always kindly let's like the videos, drop a comment, and also share the video. So let us, because I think my colleague wants to bring in the feeds, because the inner feeders are not yet filled up with feeds, and then we are going to bring the water. I will show you all the things, because we have to put the bricks. We have to first remove all those litter which is wet. Okay, so let's finish feeding the birds, then I show you other things. See you right back. So right now we are trying to scoop the areas that was having a lot of water, and honestly it is already smelling bad. I'm thinking that sweeping the feathers, we shall do it late in the evening. We first leave the birds to feed, but before we bring the bricks here to put the drinkers, we are first going to scoop here. And honestly, you can see when the flies have started coming, and these are some of the things that bring us coccidiosis and other chicken diseases. Okay, so that is what we are doing right now. But sweeping the chicken house, the feathers, you can see when the birds are already scared. Okay, so I'm thinking that the sweeping of the feathers we shall do it late in the evening. That one now I will not show you, but at least you're already informed, because I also want them to feed at this time. But we must scoop out all this dirt. It's not dirt actually, but it is just the water that has been pouring here, and it's making it smell a lot. So now that we decided to change the drinkers, we are just scooping out the wet ones. Let's go and pour that one in our garden, where we are planting our pumpkin leaves and the rest of the herbs. So these are some of the disadvantages of when the water keeps pouring in the chicken house. It adds you more work to do, and then also it gives your birds these chicken diseases. So let's first finish doing the work, then we shall get back to you. Guys, finally, this is now how I have put my drinkers today. But the person who is supposed to come and construct for me those stands, I just called him few minutes ago, and he told me he will be coming tomorrow. So at least for those who have been asking how I managed to make the stands in the old chicken house, you will be able to see it, how the guy is going to be constructing this thing. But for now, this is how I have now put the drinkers. I told you I've resorted in using the old drinkers, but honestly this is not what I had planned for. But I am beginning to realize that these drinkers, I think, more stronger than the rest of the drinkers. Maybe the ones that are automated are also much better, but for now, for those who are having the ordinary manual drinkers, these are the best, if I can say, because these are drinkers that I bought them 5-6 years ago, and they are still here. So now this is how I have put the drinking water. Now in the evening, I told this when we are going to do the sweeping of the feathers, but after doing the sweeping, we shall be burning the feathers, because these feathers, we all know it does not rot. So we shall pick them one by one, and then we are going to burn them all. So you can see, all I want now is for at least a source of water for these birds, and you can see they are really enjoying drinking it. But it's not really proper for now grown birds like this to drink water which is a bit low. But there's nothing I can do. I've put the bricks down, but from tomorrow we shall construct the raised stands, of which I will show you everything. Okay, so for today that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you so much for all your wonderful love and support. But please remember to like the videos, comment in the comment section, share the videos. Please, and don't forget to watch videos up to the end. But if you're still new, please kindly consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be so grateful. See you next time. I love you all. Bye-bye.